Guys, we're back on Spotify with Stefs Rock Show. Our next awesome special guest right now is Lindsay of Cold. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Dude, of course. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm starting this podcast on my own. I'm off the air now. And it came up as suggested songs the other day. And it came up Stupid Girl. And I'm like, oh my God, freshman year of high school for me, that song came out. And I love the whole Spider album, everything. And so I know you joined a little bit later. When did you start playing bass though?
Oh, I started playing bass like 2007, 2006. I was playing guitar forever, and I was married at the time, and my ex-husband was a bassist, and he wanted to start a band, and he was like, "Why don't you play bass? Because I want to play guitar." And he put a Fender Jaguar in my hand, and I never really looked back. I'm a way better bassist than I am a guitarist, that's for sure. But I like to write songs. I've never been a big technical player, but so that kind of got my love for the bass.
You can play a little more on stage when you're playing bass. I like that.
Yes, and I love that I don't have to sing. I can just focus on the music.
Yeah. What bands or projects before Cold were you involved with?
Oh man, I moved out of Indiana when I was 20 years old to become a rock star. So I was in a band called NSA and Pretty Machine Gun, and then We're Not Mexican, and then Neon Love Life and Kaleidostars and Chasing the Sun and Picture Yes. Like, I mean, it was my whole life was music. And I even took a break because I had my kiddo turns 21 on Friday.
Congrats. We got a MILF. We got a hot mom in the building.
Hot mom. And I went to college for 5 years. I have my BA from IU in communications and a business emphasis, and then got back into music. So it's just been I feel like I've lived 20 lives.
Girl, that's crazy. I have a BA in comm, and I'm a mom of 2 boys. So I'm feeling you hard. I like it. So when did you first meet with Cold and decide, was it 2014 that you officially joined them?
It was 2014.
And how did you meet them?
Well, I had been a Cold fan for years. I have the spider tattoo that I had since 2002.
No way.
And yes,
that's cool.
It's in the actual album, the Year of the Spider album. My photo's in there. And so I was just a fan, and I was playing. I was on tour with. I was in an opening buy-on band, opening up for Saving Abel. And I was playing my bass one day, and someone noticed my Cold Spider and sent my photo over to Scooter, to which they then researched me and just sent me a call. Like, they sent me a message, a tweet actually, and he was like, check your other Facebook messages, and he gave me his number, and I called him, and that was that.
DMs are underrated. I have Chevelle coming by the show because I sent them a message on formerly Twitter, now X. Do you want to come by? And they messaged back right away. Yeah. So try the DMs, guys. Slide into the DMs, even for music.
Definitely. And I check all my stuff. I think it's important to get, the message out. And I love promoting Cold. And of course, I love promoting my brand Inspired AF and my book and all the things, because it's all about connection. For sure.
Definitely. And wait, I want to hear about your book. So Unfuckable, I like that.
No, Unfuckwithable.
Unfuckwithable.
Yes.
Okay, like, how did the name come up? And tell me about it.
Well, so it was released almost 5 years ago. So I'm working on a new book right now. But it came up when I was just like learning about myself, and I was reading a lot of Dr. Wayne Dyer and a lot of Eckhart Tolle and Gabrielle Bernstein, and I had just been hired by Cold. I was about 3 years in, and was just manifesting all of these dreams, and I had gone through a breakup, and I was just like learning about the law of attraction and about just manifesting, and I decided that I wanted to write a book about it and tell my story.
That's neat. There it is. You've done a TED Talk.
Do what?
Like you've done a TED Talk, like a TEDx. Yeah. I love TED Talks. How did you connect with them, and what was the kind of message overall that you were sending during the speech?
Oh, well, I'm co-founder of a nonprofit in Indianapolis called Girls Rock Indianapolis, and that's what the TED Talks were over. That was a lifetime ago. my TED Talks were back in like 2011, 2012, probably. So it's
Girl, that was yesterday. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I'm not ready to age. It's not happening.
I don't feel like I feel like I'm 30 forever,
Me
but
too. Yeah.
it is what it is. And so I'm not a part of that organization anymore. I still love it. And I hope to do a TED Talk on my next book that's coming out, and we'll see what happens. But right now I'm just kind of laser focused on rehearsing and laser focused on writing the new manuscript, which I'm hoping to have it done and ready to go to editing in the next month.
Really neat. So do we have a title for the next book
We
yet?
do
Or
have a title for the next book.
can you say or no?
Well, it's called The Girl Who Cried Love. It's about in
Ooh.
all the wrong places, and yes, it's good. It's very personal. It's very authentic. It's my story, more memoir-ish stuff, but the lessons I've learned about creating self-love and self-worth that I'm still
I need to
learning.
read it because I'm bad at love. I'm good at like parenting and career. I have 2 divorces under my belt. I'm killing it. I cannot pick the right person or I go after the bad boy. Does it have any suggestions of
Oh
that?
yeah, I mean, well, yes, it does. It will. So that's to come. So like praying for a July release. It's definitely going to come out this year, though.
Okay, really neat. And then what's going on with Cold? Catch me up. Because like I said, I just rediscovered that album and how much I loved it a while ago. And that's why I tagged you guys. And so
Yeah.
what is going on with Cold right now?
Well, we've been touring for like since 2019, since we released the Things We Can't Stop. However, COVID hit. Then we just did 2 years ago, we did the Year of the Spider anniversary tour. So that's just like nonstop. We were out with Orgy last year. And this year we literally have a tour announcement in 2 days. So
oh wow. Well,
yeah.
stay tuned, guys. I'll
Yeah.
post this today. So check in 2 days on Cold. I want to see you guys with like Drowning Pool and Trapped and like all of, maybe Alien Ant Farm, all of those bands that I love that your albums came out all around the same time. And I'm just like bangers after bangers.
Yeah, that's fun. So, but we definitely have a couple things going on, new music coming out. So, yeah, stay tuned.
That's really freaking
exciting.
That's really exciting. Okay, and then I read Ninja Candle Maker. I've never heard of that. What is a Ninja Candle Maker?
Oh no, I have a candle company. It's called Inspired AF Candle Co. And I do cold candles, and I do candles for bands and brands. So that's just everything's under lindsaymanfredi.com. And I'm working on I just rebranded the candle company. So I'm working on all those kind of things.
How do you start making candles? How does that just happen?
Well, COVID happens.
Okay. Yeah.
What really happened is one of my best friends, she was making candles, and I had just gotten off of tour in 2019, and it was around Christmas. It was like fall. It was around Christmas time, and we were like, let's make a cold candle. Like, let's see what happens. So we did Hey Baby, It's Cold Outside, and it's just evolved into like this huge thing now that I do it out of my house, and I have tons of clients, and I do custom candles for other brands, and it's been a blessing. It also got me through COVID because nobody was able to work, so we just poured candles nonstop. It's very therapeutic.
I like how COVID happens and you do something positive and make candles, and I hired strippers to come to my garage bar and perform. So I think you win.
That seems positive. I drank 3 bottles of wine and did a lot of cocaine. So
me too.
I
had some really hot young strippers perform, and it got me through. It really made me a better person, I say. But I did not learn how to make candles, unfortunately, during COVID.
Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, like I said, we partied a lot. Trisha didn't, but I never got COVID, and I always swore like the reason I didn't get it is because of cocaine and tequila.
100%. No, dude. And you know what's crazy? I wouldn't have known I had it, but everyone at my work, I work at a winery, and everyone got it. And so I was like, you know what? I should test because all my coworkers have it. And I was positive with no symptoms one time. So that was crazy how that could happen.
Yeah.
So, okay, Year of the Spider, like I said, is so great. It's been the last 4 days I have it playing on my Google Homes all throughout the house. Do you have a favorite song on that album to play live?
Oh, I love playing Kill the Music Industry. That's a lot of fun to play. Let me look at the album. We played it front to back on when we did the Year of the Spider tour.
Of course, I love Suffocate, but I feel like Stupid
Suffocate's
Girl is such a great, intense. The lyrics are so good, ugh, and everyone's been heartbroken. I love the music video because everyone can relate to being excited about a relationship and then things kind of
Mhm.
going wrong in it.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever you became and Don't Belong are two of my favorites to play live as well. So we do those a lot.
I love it. Are you guys so maybe touring with announcements coming up? Are you guys going to come through Sacramento at all?
Oh, we are going to be up there. Yes.
Okay.
It might be Fresno. It might be where's oh, oof, what's a little suburb of
There's a lot
actually
Modesto, Lodi, Fresno, like I said, Sacktown, El Dorado,
I feel like we're doing Fresno. Let me look. I actually
Oakland, San Francisco, all in NorCal. But I like that NorCal is all an hour or 2 hours away. And
okay, yeah, we're definitely going to be up there. 1
okay,
million.
where are you in LA or where are you at?
I live in Los Angeles. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I was there for a while. So do you go to the Rainbow Bar and Grill at all?
Yeah, it's right down the street.
I'm obsessed. Like
Oh,
I was
you
in
got
LA for 7 years. It's my Are you gonna go for the I'm gonna go back down for the anniversary party in April.
okay.
Yeah.
We start our tour in April, so I won't be here for that.
You're too cool. But dude, it's the Fast Times at Richmond High cast. Like, dude, you're gonna
Yeah.
miss out on this epic, Faster Pussycat. I just love that it's all these 80s hair metal people, and then like
Mhm.
Jelly Roll and Ron Jeremy just pop through. It's a very different group
Yeah.
of
Well, Ron
people.
Jeremy doesn't pop through anymore, but yeah,
No,
it's a
he's a
good time.
little busy.
Posty
Yeah.
was there. Post Malone was there a couple weeks ago. So
That's really neat.
it's like,
That's really
yeah, it's so random. Everybody pops in. It's pretty low key. It's nice.
Yeah, I like that.
And
There's no
again, they have
line.
the best pizza in the world. So
It is,
good.
and the fried cheese balls, the mozzarella cheese balls. I
So
really like.
good. My buddy Dean Carr always gets the lobster. There's just so many memories there. It's a good time.
Yeah, I just went back down in June. It had been years because I'm thick in the parent. I got two little ones, so it's hard for me to get away. Which I'm curious too because it's always kind of unique. How do you juggle being a mom and being a rock star, or like those two lives?
Ooh, well, I sacrificed being there for my kiddo. I have a trans son, and he's transitioning from female to male. So I really was on the road while he was in Indiana, and his dad really took care of him. And he's come out to California, and I'm back home a lot in Indiana. But like, so you know, there was a lot of sacrifice in that regard, which I go to therapy for.
Well,
Sometimes I feel like
co-parenting, honestly, there's a healthy balance.
great co-parenting, and I've had such massive support from my family and his father, and yeah, just getting through. But we're all super close, and I'm I'm there as much as I can be.
I feel you. Like, even though I just have weekends off, I'll even get the mom guilt sometimes, like partying on the weekends when they're not here, or just wanting to play
Mhm.
or even wanting to get a dinner what a night during the week but like I said, I think there's a healthy balance of not losing yourself and everything you
Oh,
want to
right,
do
1 million,
while you're a mom. So
right.
you're not just sometimes I hang out with moms and I don't really connect with them at school drop off because their entire identity is being a mom. They have no hobby, career, or anything outside of their kid, which I get it. Like, I love my kids. Everyone loves their kid, but I think it's healthy to also have joy and happiness outside of being a parent.
1 million%. You cannot lose yourself. That's what
Yes.
unfuckwithable is a big, like, that's a massive lesson in that is you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of other people. It's super important.
I feel that. So besides Cold, because you said you were a fan, do you have other bands that have influenced you or you've been a fan of growing up?
Oh, good God. Yeah. Do we want to, like, I'm a huge Manchester Orchestra fan. I think that Andy Prince, their bassist, he's one of my favorite bassists. I see them every time they're in town. I travel to go see them. They're one of my favorites. Um, I'm listening to a lot of Dead Poet Society right now.
Yeah,
Growing up, I was a child of the 80s and 90s, so I had the best music ever
me too.
to
I
grow
just
up.
had them by. They got a tattoo on stage on their ass.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
just got to meet Jack and like the whole band. My buddy runs front of house for them. So I'm now friends with Jack and everything's cool. And yeah, he's super fun. Like, there's such great people. So
Doesn't it
very,
make it better, like, when you like the band and you meet them and they're actually nice people? Like, it
yeah,
just
well,
makes
that's
it so much
important.
cooler.
One
Yeah.
million.
Or the opposite, when you like the band and you meet them and they're like, "Oh, they're assholes." That's a
That it
bummer.
makes me not listen to your music anymore, to be honest.
100%. That's
Don't
Green
be
Day for
don't
me.
be a
And I'm
dick. Don't be a dick.
yes, be nice. And it's kind of funny because I was always quiet when I was under a station with Green Day, and then a Las Vegas, radio station finally became public 6 months ago that they are outlawed from coming by. They're not allowed to come by
Wow,
anymore, and then a New York station said the same thing. They're no longer gonna play them or have them
that's
by, and I go,
crazy.
I think it's better to be vocal though. I think everyone's afraid to get fired, and we're getting to a better comfortable area where it's like, you know what? Be nice to people and treat people with respect. Or someone may say, "Hey, you were kind of late and rude," or I'm appreciative of everything I do, and I always want to be on time. I'm always like really
Mhm,
excited any music festival I get to, and you want everyone to keep that energy up and not
absolutely.
be ungrateful. Yeah.
Right.
So, okay, so 2025, you got 2 big announcements coming up in a couple days. Like, what else
Mhm.
for you personally outside of the band are you excited for or goals in 2025?
My goals are definitely just finish this manuscript and get another book out this year, and I wanna launch my podcast hopefully this summer.
Way
That's
cool.
yeah.
It's
So
scary. I wanted
I'm
to for
scared to
years.
death. I've wanted to for years too, and I'm like making all of these excuses and procrastinating and procrastinating. And what I found that I've been doing is putting too much on, like
Thought,
doing too
right?
many things at one time. So
Oh,
book is first, and then I can focus on podcasts because I was like, I need to do this today, and I need to work on this today, and I need to work on this today. Because on top of that, I have a weekly newsletter that goes out. I'm pouring candles. I'm rehearsing. So I'm just like, I have just decided to narrow down working on this book like it's my job, at least, for hours a day, and not just like doop 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 doop. Let me do this for 2 hours, and let me do this for 2 hours. So
yeah.
management's something I'm definitely
I've been
like.
off air for 6 years, and so I like, everyone's like, "I'm insane," by the way. I think I'm, mentally unstable in a fun way. So everyone's like, "I miss your absolute bonkers shit that you say." And I was like, "I'm not gonna do a podcast because I heard that song where it's like another white guy with a podcast was the song." So everyone was starting a podcast. I was like, "I'm not gonna be that person." Finally, 7 months ago, I woke up and I was like, "I'm gonna do this for me, and I'm having a
Mhm.
blast." And I get to talk to bands again, like back in Rock 96.7 days, and I'm just like, I miss learning about the music industry and what's going on. And I have a couple connections from back in the day. So it's like, might as well utilize the connections you've made throughout the years and that a
One
lot of
million.
people don't have to bring to light and have by. But I think it's really fun and don't overthink it. Like I just Googled how to start a podcast and like was
Oh yeah,
literally reading.
I've got the whole, like, I know what I'm gonna use, the platform I'm gonna use. And I'm
Yeah.
living in a building full of creatives, and I've got my neighbors are like, we'll help you do this, and I've got cameras, and it's pretty cool. So anyway,
Yeah.
but that time will come after my tour and after the book's out. So one thing at a
Okay.
time, book, focus every day on the book. And I'm doing dry January, and I'm gonna, see it, how it goes, and maybe
Oh
perhaps
God,
go.
I'm sorry. I can't. I
It's
cannot.
okay.
A lot of people are doing dry January.
It's all good. Everybody's different. I've just
I
got
know.
some I got to take care of, and
Every
that's
rock star is sober though, I swear, it's a trend. Like, I just got back in immediate aftershock, so there was, like, 200 bands, and everyone that I used to party with was like, "I'm sober now, I have a tea line that just came out, do you wanna try it?" And I'm like, "What a different backstage from 10 years ago
Mhm.
that this festival was." I mean, it's cute, I love to be healthy, trust me, I love to take my breaks and whatnot, but on the weekends, I really like to drink, and it brings me joy, but I
Well,
don't
that's
ever had, like, a problem, you
good.
know?
That's good. Yeah, and as long as it brings you joy, like for me, I kind of always drink a little too much, and I don't feel joyous the next day. So I'm like just focusing on what's best for me. There's zero judgment. Like I'm one of my best friends is getting ready to come over, and he's bringing a case of beer. I'm gonna make some chili, and we're going to watch the Kansas City Chiefs game. I was just watching the Colts game, and we were talking, so I don't know who won during overtime, but I'll find out in
Yeah.
a little bit.
I was
But
just
yeah,
at the bar, like I said, having champagne, and I was watching the games, but
I love
more
it.
into drinking with my friends than watching, but the games are on, so I was like, "That's cute."
Yeah.
I'm not a bit Are you into sports, or do you have any teams that you follow and like?
Yes, I'm huge into sports. I love NFL. I don't watch basketball or anything, but I'm a Colts fan because I'm from Indiana. I'm a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. And so those are the teams that I'm going for. But I'm on a fantasy league, so I'm all about watching all the games so I can see what my players are doing.
Way cool. Well, I'm glad you took a break from the game and came by my new podcast, Stefs Rock Show. Thank you so much, Lindsay,
I love
for
it.
dropping by. And I'm excited to see and follow Cold closely again. And when you guys come to NorCal, I got to come out and see you guys.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. You just hit me up. We got you.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Steph, you have a great rest of your day.
You too.